Hello and welcome to the Nairobi Inspire Hackathon, where we are going to learn and discuss about Internet of Things technologies for Africa. Before we start on that, my name is Bente Lilja, by the way. I'm representing here Plan for All. And with me, I have Michael, and you will get to know him better shortly. Before we start, I have my signature in these webinars, and that is that we do a weather report so that people have time to get on here, and so that we also get to know you a little bit, because I want you to give us a little weather report in the chat box that you see on your side on your screen now. While you are looking outside, you can listen to the weather where Michael is. Where are you, Michael, and what's the weather like?
Hello to everybody. I'm sitting in Pilsen, in fourth biggest city in Czech Republic in Europe. And the biggest city outside is very sunny, partly cloudy, and 15, 16 degrees of temperature. So it's very nice, and spring is coming already.
Sounds lovely. And I have to say, where I am in Norway, very close to Oslo, it's also a beautiful spring weather. It's getting warmer, the snow is melting, and we have partially seeing the sun. So lovely spring. But now we are moving from Europe over to Africa and Internet of Things. We want to learn about you guys, and we want to engage you. We want you to ask questions. And there are two ways that you can engage with us right here in this webinar, and that is to write in the chat box, as I said. You can also, raise your hand. You see there's a hand there, hand icon. You can raise your hand, and then I can invite you into the room, and you can ask your questions here directly. You can go back and forth like this, like Michael and I am doing right now. So with that, so you know that this is what's possible to do here. We will end the webinar, just a few words on the length. We will end at 3:30. And so that's the time we have to our disposition. And with that, Michael, I give the floor to you so you can introduce us to Internet of Things for Africa.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Bente. Hello again. I'm Mike. Now as a researcher at New Technologies for Information Society, a research center of the University of West Bohemia in Pilsen. And I would like to introduce team that I'm mentoring and say some few words about technologies that I'm developing at the university. So I would like to switch to my presentation.
Yes.
So I will disappear for some moment.
We will disappear and then reappear. So I will turn off my camera as well. And then we can, and here it seems to be coming. Yes.
Yeah. I suppose, do you see my screen properly?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So what I would like to present is some quick overview of IoT and sensor world, to say some words about the team structure, about members, and what is waiting for us in next 4-5 weeks. We will sum up some challenges that can be solved during or discussed during this hackathon. I would like to make some overview of technologies, about standards, and say some words about way how to work with sensor data. And at the end, I would like to present our solution that we are developing almost 10 years. And we are now moving to new version of this SenseLog solution. So about the topic, as you definitely know, sensors are very important source of data, especially in context of spatial related data, because most of data that are spatially connected are produced by some kind of sensor. And sensor as itself can produce variety types of data. So we can have numerical results, we can have textual description, and we can have multimedia as well. So any raster images are produced by sensors. Sensors are connected to spatial references. So it's very important to know where the value was gathered, where the value is connected to. So the spatial references is very important. In the last 10, maybe 15 years, there are any ideas coming about so-called Internet of Things that we can summarize as movement from specialized monitoring devices, simple measuring device or electronic piece of hardware, to everyday objects. So there are smart monitors, smart devices that you are using every day, and they are able to be connected and interacting over the internet network. So they are producing values that can define the monitored environment around, and these devices can be controlled by the internet. So it allows bidirectional communication. A standalone point is as we have metadata catalogs or catalogs of datasets. In this field, there is very few catalogs or way how to cataloging datasets produced by sensors, especially if they are living sensors and it's possible to get data just ad hoc or in situ data in real time. So for these services, it's very hard to find some catalog services. What is IoT in a cube or in a brief overview? So IoT is growing and it's spreading in many applications in different domains. So we can have IoT devices to be used in industry or agriculture, especially. This is our topics for next few weeks. It can be used for some management of energies, about telecommunications, of course, in environmental monitoring or in environmental sciences as well. It can be used in healthcare, it can be used in transportation, in some logistics, in education as well. So there is a lot of different domains we can use advantages of IoT. IoT is not only, let's say, personal case or some small devices. It is a way how to describe or get data from national as well as global level, because in last years there are built or constructed networks for connecting of IoT devices around the world. So that was a short overview about the topic, and I would like to go a little bit deeply to team that we would like to work together. So at this moment, or at yesterday's late evening, we have 41 participants. That's a good number. These participants came from 20 countries. That is very surprising for me. On the right side of the slide, you can see the histogram of distributions of countries. So there is 5 countries that has most of registrants. So you can see Kenya and Nigeria on the first and second place. And on the last 15 places, there are countries where is 1 participant coming from. So we have variety of countries, and I hope we will have good team for that with a lot of international experience. If I went through your description that you make during the registration process, I, let's say, make some overview of your expertise that you can provide for the team. So we have expertise in agriculture, in GIS and IT, so it's very good. We have some researchers that just provide this information, so we can have research topics as well. And there is few expertises or some expertises that have at least one expert in the list. So we have experts on fishery, on forestry, as well as health or environmental sciences. So the type of expertise is very rich as well, and I hope we will have potential to make good results with this amount of knowledges. One thing that I'm a little bit worried about is the silence in the team, because as I was asking time to provide some little bit detailed description of members of the team, so only 8 members have provided some words about their self. Plus, we have one detailed description from member that is not registered yet. So if you are looking on us now, please do the registration process as well. So we will have complete evidence of people that would like to cooperate with us. One, let's say, interesting thing is number of selecting projects of the members. So it is the small histogram on the right bottom side, and you can see there is say nice distributions of number of projects that you select. So the most of the people have select 3 teams to cooperate with. So it's a very good number, but there is, let's say, few people that have chosen all the teams. So I suppose that will be good information flow during the teams and exchange of knowledges and goals we are reaching. So, as I said before, I provide workspace in form of Google document. So the link was sent to your email addresses as well, so you are able to edit it. In that workspace, in the first moment, I would like to collect the description of team members and to define a list of tasks and challenges that we would like to reach during this hackathon weeks. There will be informations updated very soon as it will be possible. So any new informations will be sent to your email addresses as well as noted in this workspace. Deadlines that we would like to face in next week is some progress report that we have to deliver next Monday. So at this moment, my plan is to deliver a description of the team and this analysis of expertise from the team. But I would like to ask you if you can provide some, let's say, real task that you would like to work on and what you would like to contribute. Because the contributions at this moment, it's the 8 people described, it's some contribution as hardware expertise, project management as well. We have one volunteer for news and let's say PR management of the team. We have experts in data analysis and statistics of the data sets. So it's very nice content of the team. Challenges that we can face during the hackathon is to think about or to design a catalog system for available IoT data or sensor data in a particular region that we will focus. So that in case of Nairobi Hackathon, I suppose we will mainly focus on Kenya. We can make some overview of formats and services that are used in Africa or in data producers from Africa or from Kenya particularly. We can try to integrate several data sources to one data storage and to make some analysis or data mining on these integrated data sets. Or we can focus on interpretation of analysis results based on your local knowledges from the region. So in these few slides, there is some technology overview that we can work on or we can meet during our work. So there is a lot of transferring methods we can use, or we can try to make overview of local low-powered networks that are available in the region. We can try to analyze standards that are used for data exchange, especially if there are some most popular standard or some most popular way how to provide data in the region. We can focus on data models, how to store or how to integrate data from different sources, or how to describe this data. So we can look on some ontology for sensors. We can look for specification that was defined during INSPIRE directive in EU. So we can try to compare this specification with local ones. And now I'm moving to technology that we are developing and we are using in many of research and technological projects. And it's called SenseLog. SenseLog, as it is web-based data management application that is able to store, manage, and publish sensor data in several formats. And it can be used as a meeting point for data storage of sensors informations. It is providing REST API on both sides for consuming of sensor data as well as for publishing. So it's well described and is very simple, based on JSON encoding. So it's not so complicated to integrate it in different applications. We are storing data in a relational database model with spatial extension. So mainly we are using Postgres with PostGIS spatial extension. Data model of the SenseLog was developed and designed by our team, and is mainly based on observation and measurements ISO standard. So it's enriched with other components, but the core is based on observation measurement standard. At this moment, we have two versions of SenseLog. The old version 1 is very matured and is used in projects, and it has different APIs. On one side, it's proprietary REST API that is using JSON encoding. On the other side, it is using standardized OGC sensor observation services. Let's say it's version 1, but in standardized way, it's still used. For version 2.0 at this moment, that is fresh release now. This version was redesigned with emphasis on higher scalability of the solution. So it's designed mainly as a list of microservices that are connecting together. It can use Docker for deployment and for running environment. And at this moment, it has only proprietary API. So again, REST with JSON encoding. On this slide, you can see structure of SenseLog 1 version. You can see that there is several modules for gathering data on one side, to provide data on the other side. And the core of the solution is communicating with data storage. SenseLog 2 structure, it's different in that meaning that is using some connectors that are transforming data from different formats or from different exchange formats to our API. So in that meaning, we are not implementing APIs on core of the SenseLog solution, but we are using just transforming middlewares that are converting the data. On this slide, you can see the core data model of SenseLog. You can see that the main table or main object is a unit table that are physical unit with several sensors connected to it. And unit is producing observations and positions. So that are these main tables where the result of measurement process are stored. SenseLog version 1 has a VGI module, so we are able to store multimedia files as well. This module was mainly oriented on collection of POI directly in terrain, so it's possible to build a mobile application to collect this by POI directly in terrain and to store and publish them in RDF format as well. So that's some short overview of the VGI module that is available just in version 1 only at this moment. But if some member of the team would be interested, we can try to design or to prepare first prototype of VGI module for version 2 as well. And at the end of the presentation, I would like to show you some examples of applications where is SenseLog used at this moment. So for example, groundwater monitoring, where is monitoring units in drills and water wells. And these are measuring just the altitude of the level of the water, storing the database and producing in a way that is simple to visualize in charts and maps. Similar solution is for agrimeteor sensors, where there are nodes directly in the fields, in crops, and this is oil seeds, and this is measuring agrimeteor phenomena. So we are able to produce charts and overview of history as well. This is an example of VGI use case. So we are able to collect data from different domains, store some multimedia content, and to store variety of attributes that are describing this point of interest. On the other hand, we are able to monitor mobile devices as well. So mobile carrier with connected sensors, it's able to produce sensors data as well. So this is a use case for monitoring of agriculture machinery in one farm. So we are storing positions with attributes, and we are able to analyze time that was spent on LPS blocks. We can analyze utilization of particular machinery, and we can log interventions on the fields that was made with particular machinery as well. So what challenges can be connected to SenseLog application? So we can try to prepare connectors for low power networks. So how to connect to the cloud, download the data sent by this network and store it to SenseLog. We can try to work on visualization module make a simple visualization of analysis results or just from raw measured data, or we can try to work on prototype of VGI module for SenseLog version 2. Or on different side, we can try to think about analytics for this integrated data in the database. There is some of URLs, so SenseLog web pages are very simple. It's senselog.org. On these web pages are available a description of APIs, and source code for version 1 is available on my GitHub. For source code of version 2, it will be available in the workspace, I suppose, at the beginning of next week. The same as running instance available for testing. So, very short summary. We have many challenges before us, and we can try to focus on some of them to make good result of the hackathon. So, thank you for your attention, and I am returning floor to Bente.
Yes, thank you so much. The chat box to see if there were questions along. I didn't see any questions, so I think you must have been very clear, Michael, or they are shy. So, but we have a few minutes now. If you have some burning questions or you want to tell us something about your interest, we would really like to hear about that. That would fill in for you, I guess, Michael, when you had made a very nice overview of the different types of countries and competences and what have you from the audience, from the participants. So that was very interesting. In general, this Nairobi Inspire Hackathon has engaged so many and from so many different fields, from different countries. So it's really exciting to be a part of this. Yes. But you said, so if you don't have any questions, well, please ask a question now, or if you want to join, if you prefer to present it speaking in the room, you just raise your hand. As I said, we have a few minutes for that left. Meanwhile, can you repeat what the next steps are so that people can engage and think about how they can contribute or build projects?
Yes. First of all, I would like to, let's say, ask you for a description of your expertise. If you didn't do it before, or you would like to add some more information, I would like to prepare the first report during Monday or Tuesday to sum up what the team is, how it look like, and what is the expertise differences in the team. And I would like, or I will draft some of list of challenges that is possible to do during the hackathon. So if you would like to focus on some point, just add your name there, or you are free to add your challenges that you would like to focus on during the hackathon. So it's mainly up to you. And we would like to make some results that will be useful for both sides.
Yes, so the idea, so just a reminder that this hackathon is not really a competition, which many are. We are more focused on building teams and preparing projects, collaboration and projects that can be taken to the next steps after the hackathon. So it's really an opportunity for you to join forces with your colleagues locally and with people from Europe. Well, actually, we have also participants from around the world. The point is to build collaborations that you can then continue after the hackathon. So it's a preparation. Yes. And I see that Mulu, sorry for mispronouncing your name, Mulu, he or she lost the internet, but ask is the API available for everyone to test and try, is the question.
I suppose it's API about SenseLog. On the website of SenseLog, you can go through the API. And in the beginning of next week, I would introduce to the workspace the URL for instance for testing. So you would be able to test it.
I hope that answered your question. And there will be many possibilities. I guess you will arrange meetings, so telcos, so remote meetings, so that you can find out what you will like to prioritize and make the best of the backgrounds and the knowledge that all of you have together.
Exactly. So yeah. Telcos will be announced in the workspace as well.
Yes. And you got that, and you're on the list for Michael, so you will get the information in your email box. And the recording of this webinar will also be made available for if you want to repeat some of the information. I know I would have liked that. There was a lot of information, Michael. So this is also, we will do that for all the different teams. So with that, I think I don't see any more questions. Like Michael said, you will be able to ask more questions, and you will stay in touch, of course, after this.
Of course.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for now. Good luck with the work. I'm so excited to go to Nairobi in May at the IST conference there, where the results of our work will be, and I will learn so much more about Africa. So thank you for now.
Thank you, Bente, for hosting, and see you.
See you. Ciao, ciao.